All right, Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone that rule well and started this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, preaching this word and this doctrine in truth, honesty, and sincerity. Shalom. I'm the brother Khalkan from the GMS Mammy Camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. To do this lesson, all right, on how feeble America is, all right, how feeble it is, okay, and I believe the word feeble is in the scriptures, so but let's get the definition in the Hebrews 12th chapter, okay. Feeble. All right. Feeble means to lose on one side or from the side, to lose or part things placed by the side, to loosen, dissolve, to weaken, and feeble, suffering from relaxing of the nerves, unstrung, weak of limb, tottering, weakened, feeble knees. So if you're weak or if you feel like you're loose, all right, you don't feel grounded, okay, suffering from lack of nerves. And what this lesson is going into is really how this storm that came upon South Florida, okay, which is, from Broward County, you know, you got Miami-Dade County as well too. We had a 1 in a million, I believe it was 1 in a million flood that occurred in South Florida. Okay, and in effect, what happened was this caused a chain of events that happened. Okay. This caused a chain of events that occurred in terms of how the system runs and how it operates here in the United States. Okay. Now, not in a national level in the United States, but on a regional level in terms of South Florida. Okay. Because what happened was, since there was a flood that happened up in Fort Lauderdale and those sections, you weren't able to get tankers to come and bring in gasoline down to Miami. Okay. All right. And because really the oil, okay, the gasoline that gets brought up sometimes is brought up from then you got Tampa. Sometimes it gets brought in from Cape Canaveral or Port Everglades as well. Okay, the gasoline that we get down here comes from up top. All right, so the flood, what the flood caused was, these oil tankers, they couldn't bring in gasoline to the areas that they were supposed to. All right, that's why you had a lot of these gas outages. Okay, not entirely a gas shortage, because there is gas resources available. It was just an outage of gas that really caused by the flood. So the gasolines weren't being fueled with the gas. The gasoline stations weren't being fueled with gas. Okay, and I started realizing this about today's Wednesday, last Saturday, how I tried to put in gas in a lot of these fuel pumps. They had the little red bag, the red black bag covering on it. So I'm wondering what is going on, and it turns out that a lot of these gas stations, they have been depleted from gas due to the flood. Okay, so what started happening is throughout the days, there was a gas shortage. Gasoline wasn't available as it used to be, and a lot of these couriers, a lot of these services such as Uber Eats, all right, the prices went up on Uber Eats. Okay, in my job, we have messaging couriers where we send couriers over to the airport, to drop off documents and sometimes to pick up documents from our offices, and they increase their prices. Okay, you had on a personal account, my father told me he couldn't go to work today because there was no gas. Okay, so there's just by that, there's already a disruption of supply chain and logistic issues going on just by a single damn flood. Not even, a hurricane, but a flood. All right. Because as soon as these oil tankers can't come in and bring gas, there's no transportation, there's no movement going on. Okay, the logistics and the supplies will be at a complete halt. All right. If there's no gasoline, how the hell are these um trucks, all right, going to bring in your groceries to your supermarkets? How are they going to bring clothes to your clothing retail stores? Okay. How they're gonna bring water to the supermarkets, okay, and how they're gonna bring gasoline to the gas stations. So it goes to show really how it all started off with just some rain that didn't stop. All right, but what does the Lord tell us? That's how the Lord visits the inhabitants of the earth. This is Isaiah chapter 29 verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of the hosts, the Lord of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Okay, so that's how the Lord visits the inhabitants of the earth. Okay, with these natural disasters. All right, now we know they're not natural because the Lord causes them, but you know we'll call them natural disasters if we want to be politically correct. Okay, but really what that caused was a huge disruption in the movement here in down South Florida. Okay, you had people that couldn't go to work. Okay, some people had to work from home. Okay, women and women started panicking. Okay, I was going on you know Twitter, and I just put Miami gas shortage, and you see little tweets going on about what people how people are reacting to this gas shortage. See here, you have looks like like some woman there. So look, the gas shortage in Miami has single-handedly made me the most anxious person on the planet. Ha 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 ha. And that's a woman speaking, and I believe it 100%. All right. Just when there's no gas, people start losing their minds. People start getting anxious. All right. Demons start getting aroused. All right. People can't hold in, their civilized morals anymore. Okay. They start acting like animals. That's why you had a lot of these people started gas. They started getting gas unnecessarily. They started hoarding gas for no reason, which reminds me of in 2020 when they started hoarding damn toilet paper. So it really goes to show really how feeble-minded, all right, these American people are. Okay. Whenever and how, really ultimately how, they just take advantage of basic stuff and basic necessity as gas. Okay. So you had here some gas shortage and people started panicking. All right, you got a woman here that she became the most anxious person in the whole world. She's laughing, but it's true. These women suffer from anxiety, depression. Okay, the average westernized woman here. Okay, you take away one little small thing and it's over for her. It's the end of the world. They don't know how to handle anything. She probably doesn't have a husband. Okay, look at this other tweet here. Crazy how we're dealing with a gas shortage down in Miami. Okay, so people were bugging out. All right, but it just goes to show really how feeble, how weak this this system in Babylon is. How much dependent we are on a resource such as gas, that once it gets disrupted, everything just gets churned out outside of place. All right, because once you don't have transportation, which is really the economic veins, I would say, in Babylon, which is the logistics and the supply chains, is what moves the economy to begin with. How everybody started panicking, how they started hoarding gas, how people started going to stop going to work, how I started receiving emails from all these messengers and these services, how their prices are going up, and just really ultimately showing how just feeble and fragile America is. Okay, let's get the book of Luke chapter 21. This is the book of Luke chapter 21 verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves warring, men hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Okay, let's get that in NLT. And there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and here on earth the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas. People will be terrified of what they see coming upon the earth, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Okay, and now we know that this is gonna, what we see now, and you know, with this Miami situation, okay, it's gonna amplify tenfold. Okay, but you saw that, you know, these Babylonians, they were in a state of turmoil because there wasn't gas for a couple of days. You know, there's still some gas shortage going on, or gas outages, but you know, people are bugging out. But I want to get the definition of perplexity here. You know, let's put it like this. Hold on. Look up perplexity. A state of quandary. Okay. All right, so dictionary.com, quandary. All right, the synonym for perplexity: a state of perplexity or uncertainty, especially as to what to do. Dilemma. Okay, so people were wondering what was going on, and you know, they're confused. Uncertainty. Okay, the state of being uncertain, doubt, hesitancy. So that's really the state that we saw. That was just a taste, really, of what really was coming to Babylon. Okay, and really, you know, we could see, of course, you know, this is an inconvenience. All right, especially, you know, for us, you know, on this truth, because we can't get around. But ultimately, we got to see this and really, hey, we got to look at the Lord and say thank you, the water Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because this is beautiful. Okay, especially after we just left so-called spring break. All right, which really it was, you know, it was just it was a freak show. Every year is the same thing, but that's really ultimately judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that judged South Florida, all right, for its wickedness. And it was just a little flood. Okay, this is not even a hurricane, this is not a tornado. All right, it was just rain that didn't stop. All right, but it just goes to show really how feeble and just how fragile, okay, the American Babylonian system is, and just how powerful Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is. Okay, how the Lord is able to just turn things upside down from one day to the other. You know, from 1 minute you're going to work, all right, you're going out, you know, you're doing your daily errands, okay, you're going to the gym, all right, to the other day you don't have gas and now you're stuck at home. You're wondering, trying to find gas. All right. And you know, these are the nations, man, they don't fear the Lord. That's why, you know, because they do not fear the Lord. Okay, what is the duty of a whole man? To fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, but hey, let this be a lesson. You know, let this be a lesson on how the Lord can get down, and how powerful He is, and really ultimately of what's to come. But that's all I wanted to get. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.